Good evening and welcome. We're going to be talking about multivitamins today. There's lots out there and lots of confusion about what we might need to look for, which ones are really good. So we're going to be comparing 5 different multivitamins that you can find. We realized you could have some additional questions above and beyond what is presented today. So Dr. Udani has made herself available by text. If you have any questions, feel free to give her a text. I wanted to welcome Dr. Udani, who is our licensed naturopathic doctor here at Justine Blaney Wellness Center. So Dr. Udani is an incredible doctor and takes her time, really spends time to understand your needs. And she has some special interests. She really loves to be able to focus on women's health issues, skin conditions, chronic pain and stress, and digestion. She genuinely believes that everyone has the ability to make healthy and long-lasting changes. Please help me welcome Dr. Udani.
Thank you, Angela. Good evening, everyone. So today we have an exciting talk, but first we're going to cover some of our exciting upcoming webinars. So we will be having one on optimizing your shoe wear for your health with Dr. Justine, how to kill parasites naturally with myself and Dr. Justine coming up soon, and all about zinc deficiencies. It's really important as well. And Guts and Glory workshops. This is going to be a big workshop that myself and Dr. Justine are going to talk about. And also, does our environment affect our mental health? So lots of exciting webinars coming up, so stay tuned for them. So today's talk is all about multivitamins. So what is their main purpose? Are they all the same? How do we know what to look for and what to avoid when selecting? So today we're going to actually compare 5 different multivitamins. I believe 3 of them are more the drugstore, and then 2 of them are more professional grade. Because you might notice that when you go to the drugstore, Shoppers Drug Mart, for example, there are so many different multivitamins, different price points, and then you might go to the health store like Healthy Planet, and you'll notice other different multivitamins with hugely different price points as well. So how do we figure out what's a good multivitamin for you, and what's the purpose of a multivitamin even to begin with? So let's jump right in. So what we're going to first talk about, actually, sorry, Angela, I'm going to ask to go one more slide before. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the main purpose first. So the purpose of a multivitamin is to actually kind of fill in the blanks of what you might be missing from your diet and lifestyle. So it should not be considered a replacement for healthy food, healthy lifestyle, healthy diet. Okay. So I think a lot of us feel like we'll take a multivitamin, I'm going to be okay. But that's actually not necessarily true, because multivitamins often don't have the right therapeutic amount of vitamins you need. It's kind of just there to kind of help you get along the day, kind of fill in the blanks, but it's not meant to be a replacement for the nutrients you need that you get from fruits, vegetables, and of course, your diet and exercise as well. So we just want to make that a clarification, because you'll notice as we compare the multivitamins, there are still, even the ones that are great, don't necessarily have all the multivitamins in them. That's because, they're not meant to be a replacement. They're just meant to fill in the blanks. So let's jump right ahead to some of the most common ones we find in the drugstore. So Jamison, multi-complete vitamins. You might have seen Jamison brand a lot. And I just want to preface this as we have not been affiliated with any of these brands, so we're not sponsoring any of these brands either. We're just doing an objective comparison. So Jamison is promoted as a 100% complete multivitamin for adults. That's the easy way to get 100% of your body's daily vitamin needs. It's formulated to Health Canada's recommendations so that you can feel confident you're getting 100% or more of the vitamins your body needs each day. So let's actually go right ahead into all the different ingredients in the multivitamins. So Jamison has a pretty good range of the vitamins you need, including vitamins A, B, all the B vitamins, C, D, K, E, and the minerals as well. But there are some cons to this. So the thing is, Jamison, the brand you should tend to use the cheapest and the least absorbable form of the vitamins because they tend to be cheaper, so they bring the price point a little bit lower. But the thing is, we don't necessarily absorb those nutrients. Another con is that it contains a lot of fillers and dyes and artificial colors. If you look at the non-medicinal ingredients, it's pretty long. So what this does is that these fillers can sometimes prevent the absorption of the nutrients. And of course, if you're allergic or you have sensitivities to dyes and artificial colors, then this is going to be an issue for you too. And also, it doesn't really mention that Jamison is dairy free, soy free, egg free, or like free of most common allergens. So if you have a sensitivity, you might have an issue with taking this as well. Also, when I went through the amount of the nutrients, the minerals in it, I noticed that it's actually low in iron, zinc, and magnesium. And coupled with the fact that they're in their least absorbable form means that you're not really getting a lot of these minerals into your body. Like it's not really being absorbed well. And the other thing is that these nutrients are not really in their therapeutic dosage. So what do I mean by that? Therapeutic dosage is the amount you need for you to actually notice a difference. Okay. So the recommended dosage is kind of what you get day to day just to kind of keep you going. But let's say you're really deficient in something, then you need something at a higher dose, right? To fill those stores. And if you're taking something like this product, you're not really going to be reaching that level. The one pro I could really think about for Jamison is the price point. It is quite affordable, but are you really getting a lot of benefit? I don't really think so. So let's go to the next one. So this is a Kirkland Signature Daily Multivitamins and Minerals. So this is found in Costco and it's promoted as Kirkland Signature Daily Multi is specially formulated to provide a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals to help fill nutrient gaps when we can't eat right or eat the right foods to meet the recommended daily intake. So I like this description a lot more than the Jamison one because this one actually is a little bit more truthful. It's saying that it's filling nutrient gaps. It's not saying it's 100% of what you need. It's saying it's filling the gaps along with eating the right foods. So let's go ahead into what this product contains. So off the bat, I liked the amount of the range of the vitamins and the minerals. It has quite a long range of different minerals, including like copper, manganese, chromium, molybdenum, chloride. So these are like trace minerals we do need in our bodies, and sometimes we don't really get a lot of this. It also has some added stuff like lycopene, lutein, boron, and vanadium, I believe. So these are some added things that can help with your nutrient profile. But there's still a little bit of cons because when I looked a little bit deeper into the actual form of these ingredients, they're still using the cheapest or the less absorbable forms of these ingredients. And once again, the nutrients are not in their therapeutic dosage. So for example, if you look at some of the B vitamins or the vitamin C, I know it says they're 100% of the daily value, but that's if you're healthy. But let's say if you're not healthy, you need a little bit more. So another con is they're actually quite low in the B vitamin amount. So you need around, let's say you are suffering from stress, for example, you're close to burnout, your body uses up a lot of B vitamins to maintain your body against stress. So you need around 25 to 50 milligrams of B vitamins just to kind of keep you going. So if you look at here, you're not really getting that. You're getting maybe like 2 milligrams or 3 milligrams of the B vitamin. So if you look at that way, like you're not really getting enough of those essential vitamins you might need. And so those are some of the cons, but there are some pros here. One of the pros is that it is gluten, lactose, and yeast free. So if you have sensitivities, this is a better multivitamin compared to the one we just discussed. It is also higher in iron, zinc, and magnesium. So it does have quite a good sizable amount of these minerals, which our bodies need. But once again, they're not really in their absorbable forms, the most absorbable forms. So it's a little bit of a pro and a con. Another pro is the price point. It is a bit more affordable compared to some of the other ones we will talk about. So overall, Kirkland is, I believe it's a well-formed formula. I just wish it had a little bit more dosage, like higher amounts of the B vitamins and a little bit more of the absorbable forms. Let's go to OneADay adult gummy. So I want to add a gummy in here as well to kind of compare the difference between a pill versus a gummies versus a liquid as well. So OneADay is promoted as our original gummy multivitamin, especially formulated with essential vitamins, including vitamin C, and antioxidant for the maintenance of good health. All this in an enjoyable fruit flavored gummy. So, when we have gummies, you think, okay, I can handle that. It tastes good. It's healthy. Let's go. Let's do it. But here's the thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about why gummies might not be giving you everything you think you're getting. So if you look at here, you'll notice that you don't really see a lot of minerals. All you're really seeing is the vitamins, and you don't even necessarily see vitamin K. So it's not even a full spectrum of all the vitamins you need. For example, it doesn't really have vitamin B, B3, B5, B9. None of those are there. So off the bat, you're really like getting an incomplete amount of vitamins in this product. And it also does not contain any of the minerals you need. So no zinc, no magnesium, no iron, no copper, no manganese, none of that is also already included in this either. So that's another con. And another con is that it's not the vitamins and minerals, the vitamins in here aren't really even in the recommended daily amount that you need. So the ones that we talked before, yes, they were kind of in that range of, okay, you can take it. Yes, it's not really the most absorbable form, but it's according to Health Canada. But here, you're not really getting even the recommended daily amount. So you're not even going to be filling in those blanks. They might be a little half filled. And of course, once again, the nutrients are in their cheapest and the least absorbable forms. So once again, it's like kind of a double whammy. You're not really even getting the amount, and they're not even the amount that you can absorb properly. So imagine you have digestive issues, and so you're already at a disadvantage, and you take a multivitamin thinking, I'm actually getting the nutrients I need. Actually, not really. Okay. So the other con is when it's a product is marketed as a gummy, according to FDA, so I'm not sure if Health Canada is the same, but according to FDA, it's actually considered a food product. So it's not really held to the same regulations as a health product, like a medicine is. So product development marketers can just say it has everything you need, but really it's not really regulated. So that's why most gummies might not necessarily have the amount of vitamins you need for the day, but you can still market it as a health thing, even though it's not, because they don't have to adhere to those regulations. The pro is it is easier to ingest than pills, so it will taste a little bit better. But here's another kicker. A lot of gummies taste sweet. So there's a lot of added sugars added to it. So if you're a diabetic or you're worried about your sugar content and you're thinking, I'm eating gummies, it must be healthy for you, not necessarily. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now we're going to talk about two, I believe it's two, yeah. Two of the professional grade supplements that are a little bit higher in the price point, but you'll understand as we're talking about it why this is like that. So this is one called New Roots Multivitamin and Mineral Formula. So this is formulated with premium bioavailable forms of the vitamins and minerals necessary to meet nutritional requirements spanning from adolescent to the elderly. So you might notice it says bioavailable forms. What that means is that it is actually available for your body to be absorbed. So NeuroTurbo is an ideal vitamin and mineral supplement to form the foundations for excellent health. Even the most balanced diets may have nutritional shortcomings. So multi contains therapeutic amounts of the vitamins and minerals necessary to maximize the digestion and intestinal absorption of critical nutrients. So what that means is that this is more formulated for actual digestion and absorption. Okay, so there's a lot more information here about why this multivitamin is important as well. Now let's go a little bit deeper into the ingredients. So off the bat, you're going to notice that there is quite an amount of B vitamins there already, you know, so from B1 to B3, B5, and you can see the amount of the B vitamins in there as well. So this is actually the therapeutic dosage of the B vitamins you do need in order to feel energetic, you know, in order for your stress and all of that to be better addressed. So off the bat, that's a pro, because let's say you're in need of that support, then this is a multivitamin I would recommend for you. Another pro is that they're in their highest absorbable form of the nutrients. So just because it says zinc or iron or B vitamins doesn't necessarily mean it's in the with the correct form for your body to absorb it best. So I know that sounds a little tricky, right? So there's basically layers. One form of, for example, zinc compared to the other form of zinc can be as different as apples to oranges. So this is why it's very important, if you're feeling confused, to come and speak to a naturopath like myself, so I can explain to you what you're actually spending your money on. Is that really worth it? Okay. And I've had patients come in with bags of their supplements, and I would kind of count through what's good for them, what's not really good for them, and what's actually kind of helping them, and what's blocking them from feeling better. So this is why it's good to have a naturopath on your side, so we can explain which nutrients are the best for you for your concern. Okay, so another pro is that it doesn't have a lot of fillers. So when you look at the ingredients, it's actually quite low, and it's that means when you have less fillers, that means there's kind of less things that could potentially stop this from being absorbed in the body. The other pro is that most of the minerals are also in a quite a high range for it to be a therapeutic dose. But the other thing is it doesn't contain iron. So this could be a pro or a con. So let's say you have menopause, for example, right? And you're on a menopause, and so you might not necessarily need iron anymore, because there's no menstrual cycle, so you're not really bleeding every month. So for somebody like that, an older lady, I would recommend this a multivitamin with no iron, because you don't necessarily really need it. The other thing is, the pro is that it is gluten-free, yeast-free, egg-free, and soy-free. So there's uh, basically a lot of the professional grade supplements are free from many of the allergens and sensitivities that you might be experiencing. So that also adds to the quality of the product. The con is it is low in magnesium. So yes, it has a better profile of minerals, but still, it still kind of lags with the magnesium. So let's say you have muscle pains and aches. I might not recommend you this multivitamin because it doesn't have enough magnesium to give you the recommended therapeutic dose that you need. The other con is sometimes the price point. So you also have to see, um, is it worth? Is that worth with the quality that you're getting? And in my opinion, yes, it is, because I would rather buy a product that has a better absorbable nutrients, higher amount of the nutrients, compared to something that is a little bit cheaper but doesn't really give you what you're paying for. So let's go to the next one, which is the Genestral liquid multivitamin dietary supplement. So this is a liquid form. So the difference between pills and liquid forms, I tend to prefer liquid forms because there could be a little bit more easier for people to ingest, right? And they tend to have a better flavor. You're more likely to take a liquid supplement compared to a big tablet, for example. In terms of the absorption too, I don't really see a huge difference. Though, let's say you have some digestive concerns, you might need a pill or a liquid, depending on what you're actually experiencing. So this liquid vitamin, contains 10 vitamins and 12 minerals for optimal health. So a lot of things are in this, so it's a very broad spectrum, covers a huge range, and it's also liquid. So there is a nice flavor to it as well, better with absorption as well. And this particular product also contains things that helps with your eyesight, and it's also good for your blood sugar regulation. So it has some added things added to it. So let's go a little bit deeper into the number of things that's in here. So if you've been one of my patients, I'd like to actually prefer to recommend this multivitamin for just general overall maintaining of health, just because of the pros that is seen here. So one of the pros is that it has higher absorbable forms of nutrients used. So just like the other professional grade supplement I mentioned, the New Roots one, these products tend to have the more expensive but the higher absorbable form of the nutrient. Another pro is it's also high in zinc, selenium, and copper, and these are important essential minerals we need. This is also good for blood sugar control and also for preventing any eye strain and eyesight issues. So it's an added benefit of taking this multivitamin compared to the other ones is it's kind of giving you an extra push, extra support. It's also gluten-free, yeast-free, egg and soy-free, and basically free from most other common allergens. Liquid form, so it's easier to digest, is another pro. Fewer fillers, so fewer things that's going to stop it from being absorbed. So it's another great thing. Con is a little bit on the price point. I believe it's around $50 or so for a month supply. So price point kind of matches the quality it comes with. The other con, though, is that it is also low in magnesium and doesn't really contain iron. So once again, that is another con. So basically, the point I would like to also address is that you can take a multivitamin, but it's not really going to replace everything, like I mentioned before. So even the best of the best will be a little bit low in some of the nutrients that you need at that therapeutic dose that I mentioned. So this is why you should only really look at a multivitamin as something to fill in the blanks and not something to replace your unhealthy diet or unhealthy lifestyle. Let's go to the next slide. So let's do a little recap of the benefits and what to ensure your multivitamin contains. So like I said before, multivitamins are not really ideal if you're deficient in nutrients because a lot of them don't have that enough amount of it to fill in the storages. It's kind of good to, as a day-to-day to keep you going. So let's say, for example, if you came in to see me with muscle aches and pains, would I give you a multivitamin? Probably not. I'll probably give you something, maybe a multi-mineral or specific minerals like magnesium with a high dose to kind of help boost your storages. So the people that I recommend a multivitamin are usually they tend to be healthier and they tend to just need a little bit of a boost to get them going. And they're not, so they're ideal for filling in the blanks and not really to fill out any deficiency. They're not really formulated for that. So another thing is you want to look at how many fillers, colors, and dyes are being used. So look at the non-medicinal ingredients list. Look how long it is. Can you understand what's actually in them? Because that matters too, because that means the more fillers the product has, it tends to be less effective. So look for hidden sugars in gummies and syrups as well, because we don't want you to be eating a lot of sugar, even if it's a healthy product, because that kind of goes against a lot of our diet and lifestyle advice. And okay, another thing is to make sure it contains a full spectrum of the B vitamins and the minerals, ideally at their optimal dose. So like I mentioned, there are a couple of multivitamins that I mentioned, like the Kirkland one, for example, didn't really have all the B vitamins in them, whereas the New Roots multi had all the B vitamins in them. So you want to make sure that there's this full spectrum of the vitamins as much as possible and in their most absorbable form. So if you're confused about what is the most absorbable form, I'm confused, come speak to me. We can do a quick meet and greet so that way I can explain if the product you have in hand is good for you or if I recommend something else. All right, so, and you also want to look at let's go a little bit, you can cover a little bit more. Look for the form it's in. So for example, with minerals, if it has oxide at the end of it, that means it's the cheapest and most often the least absorbable form for the body. So if it's zinc oxide, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, just so you're aware that that's a term that's the cheapest form that's marketed basically. And check with a naturopathic doctor for what nutrients you really need, you specifically need, because then we can give you targeted nutrient advice. So let's talk, of course, about the food sources for the vitamins, because food and diet is foundation. So for vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. So that means it is found in a lot of sources that has fat in it. So eggs, organ meats, cheeses, dairy, milk will contain vitamin A. And of course, carrots as well. And vitamin B, so food sources of vitamin B include a lot of grain. So things like a lot of grains are fortified with vitamin B vitamins. And it also is in vegetables and seafood, avocados, and things like that as well. And vitamin C, of course, is found in lots and lots of fruits and veggies. Believe it or not, broccoli is really high in vitamin C. So you might not thought that that could happen, but a lot of leafy greens are actually high in a lot of different vitamins as well. And vitamin D, of course, I hope you're out and enjoying the sun these days, getting as much vitamin D as you can. But if you are not, then you can definitely supplement it with food as well as a proper supplement. Vitamin D drops are, I prefer, better than pills or tablets just because it's easier to be absorbed. And you can also get vitamin D fortified in dairy, milk products, and seafood as well, like fatty fish and salmon. Just make sure the dairy you are getting is of a good quality, either farm raised, organic, if possible. And vitamin K. So, this is one of those vitamins we don't really talk too much about, but this is actually really important for clotting in your blood as well. It's a clotting factor. And vitamin K2 helps bring calcium into your bones. So you might find vitamin D and vitamin K2 together. So vitamin K is also, once again, high in leafy greens, nuts and seeds, and things like apricot, and I believe it's prune. So it's another important vitamin to have in the body. So what are some action steps for you? So let's say you are thinking about purchasing a multivitamin. I hope you can kind of look back into this talk to compare the different things in the ingredients and know that not every multivitamin is the same. And know that, you might not actually be wasting your money on like poor quality products compared to higher quality products, which can actually give you what you really need. So just be more mindful about also the fillers in the multivitamins as well, and the amount of the actual nutrient that's in the multivitamins as well. And just know that multivitamins is not a replacement for a healthy diet and lifestyle. It's more for filling in the blanks. And if you are deficient, let's say you do blood work and find that you're deficient in something, then please come talk to a healthcare provider like myself, where we can actually give you a higher dose of the specific nutrients, the right amount, so that way you're actually getting what you need. So I hope that was a educational and eye-opening webinar for you. We love doing these talks for you, and this is, I think, was an idea from a patient, so it was really great to kind of get that feedback for us. So some of our upcoming webinars include things like optimizing your shoe wear for your health, how to kill parasites naturally, with myself and Dr. Justine, all about zinc deficiency. We talk about what's zinc, how zinc is so important for the body, for health. Guts and Glory workshop. Myself and Dr. Justine, we're going to talk about gut health. And of course, does our environment affect our mental health? And I believe it does. So definitely stay tuned for all of these upcoming webinars. And we love to hear from you. We love to have you connect with us. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Feel free to leave us a review. And of course, let us know if you have any other ideas for talks that you would like us to work on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Udani, for really breaking things down so that when we're in the drugstore or when we're in our health store, that we can really understand what we're looking at and make good decisions for our health.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Angela.
All right. Have a great evening, everyone.
Have a great evening, everybody.